Sri Krishna, Sri Krishna, Sri Krishna, Sri Krishna. Guru Brahma, Guru Vishnu, Guru Devo Maheshwara, Guru Sakshat Param Brahma, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Once upon a time, when I said something recently happened, then you will not be interested. So once upon a time, then you will be interested. These are the technical points of love. There was a ship going in the sea, and there was one young child among all the people in a cruise. And the sea was a little bit rough, smooth. So the child was enjoying running, playing, open space. And all elderly people were all, why we are born like that, no face. And he was asking, hey, why don't you enjoy such a lovely place? Let's play something. So they were, somebody getting seasick, somebody getting vomition and all kinds of things. He thought these are useless people, they can never be happy in life. Then the sea became very rough and heavy. So the boat started tossing. Naturally, all these people, they also started falling and running here, there. The child thought, now at least they are playing. Then one of the person asked him, hey, are you not afraid? Why should you be afraid? We are all playing nicely. You fall, I fall nicely. What is there to be afraid? No, this ship is in a very terrible time. Anything may happen to it. Really? So he ran to his mom and sat in the lap of his mom with the plugging the mouth with the thumb. So again, are you not afraid? He started laughing. Why should I be afraid? I am in the lap of my mom. Nothing can happen to me now. See, friends, we claim to be the devotees of the Lord and all the time worried. Devotion and worry does not coexist. See? Therefore, if we think we are devotees and we are worried, frustrated, miserable, we are the cartoons of devotion, not devotees. Who is the devotee? He who stopped voting. Devotion. Desalination, remove the saline, the salt, in the same manner. A devotee, if he is, he will be always cheerful and happy. So what is the mission of our life? To be happy. We have seen two techniques, karma and yoga. But whenever we practice karma and yoga, one of the problems that crops up, that I becomes very strong. See? And we have seen what is happiness. Happiness is that experience when I disappears. In the disappearance of the I, whatever experience happens is called as happiness. See? In deep sleep we are all happy. What is the reason? Because there is I is not there. To maintain the I level and try to be happy is an impossible condition. Impossible. See, friends. Therefore, when we are practicing karma, we think we are practicing karma yoga, but it is necessarily a karma roga, and therefore we suffer. Similarly, we are practicing yoga, but it is not yoga at all, because we are seeing what is yoga. Yoga is when we refuse to be miserable, then we are practicing yoga. See? These two things, when they are not rightly understood, our I develops. See? Therefore, you see those who are engaged in karma kanda, they are very angry persons. Similarly, those who are engaged in yoga, they are also very angry. Small little things can upset them very easily. Because I is there. See? I am telling you such a great effort and you don't listen, you will become angry. On the contrary, if you are a devotee, then what is a devotee? Devotee is the one who lives his life for a time pass. Na uddho ka lena, na madho ko dena. Life becomes extremely simple. So how do we practice this devotion and why should we practice devotion? So the first principle why devotion is necessary is to remove this virus of I from our system. Therefore, there is retirement in the karma, there is retirement in yoga, there is no retirement in devotion. See? The devotion is not for something else. Devotion is for the sake of devotion. Like yoginaha karma kurvanti sangam tyaktva atma shuddhe. Karma is done for purification of the mind. Yoga is done for controlling the mind. Devotion is not done for something. Devotion is the way, devotion is the goal. See? We don't love things for something else. When we love something for something else, it is not love, it is asakti. Asakti means that jasakti, tikti nahi. See? Therefore, we don't love ourselves because of anything. We love ourselves in spite of everything. Therefore, this principle of devotion is the way to reach our goal, to be happy in life. Unfortunately, devotion is understood by us in a totally different manner. Our devotion is signing an MOU. We go before the Lord and have a dialogue. Oh Lord, Lord says, Hanji, Lord is Punjabi. And then, see, you have all the energy, all the power in the world. I know that. But you don't have any desires. I know that. And as far as I am concerned, I have all the desires in the world, but no energy, no power. Why no energy? Because the devotee is from Bengal, Bhagwan is from Punjab, and devotee is from Bengal. Because in Bengal you get Mukherjee, Chatterjee, Banerjee, but no energy. So when this Punjabi God and a Bengali devotee come together, they want to sign an MOU. And what is that MOU signing? Oh Lord, your energy and my desires, let us contribute together so that your energy doesn't go waste and my desires are fulfilled. This is our devotion. And when our desires are not fulfilled, immediately the God goes out of the window. Then we go for some other God. And this is how we make a mess of our devotion only by demanding and asking. See? Narad Bhakti Sutra talks about devotion. Devotion is bhakti. Bhakti means that which does not bhakti. Sadhu asmin parama prema rupa amrita swarupa. That love which is never ends. Amrita swarupa. See, there are two types of loves. One type of love is the love where the boy falls in love or the girl falls in love. That love where you fall is not a love. It is an accident. And when in that love, I love, so love becomes a verb. See? Loving is not an act. Love is an experience. Like meditation is not an action. Let us do meditation. No, it is an experience. So when we talk about pure love, that love is Amrita Swarupacha. And what kind of this love which never dies? That love which is not done, but which happens. See? Now take few examples. That love which happens, but it is never done. The love between a boy and a girl, when they fall in love, that is called as love as an act. But the love between the mother and the child, that love is not an act of loving. वहाँ प्यार होता है, करते नहीं. This is the basic difference. Therefore, leaving USA aside, nowhere the child has divorced from the parents. In USA this happens. Therefore, that love which is natural experience is the way to discover happiness. Now see how is this natural experience. Don't we love ourselves? See? And why we love ourselves? No reason. We just love ourselves. Like one day one person asked me this question. Swami, you are talking all the time the same Bhagavad Gita, the same Brahman, same Krishna. Don't you get bored? Then I asked him, I said, what is your age? Please tell me truth. Don't tell lies. Swami, I am 72. Very good. How many times you have been looking into the mirror? Oh, innumerable times. Very good. Did you ever feel same old useless face every day? See? Even if I am old, 78 not out, and I go and stand before the mirror, and there is an oscillation, and yet the neck may not be steady, but my eyes are not crossroads. My neighbor Gupta ji, he can't even see I am better than him. Wherever you discover love is natural. See friends, the mother discovers her presence in the child. What is the child? Child is an extension of the mother. Therefore, whatever may be the child, see, the mother continues to love him in spite of the child. Whether the child is good or a terrible monster, doesn't matter. See friends, because that love is love for the self. It is not for someone else. In the same manner, when devotion is in this manner for the Lord, then that devotion alone stays. See friends. And for that, what is required is we have to train ourselves to discover devotion. I am not in favor of doing anything in life. Karma don't do, let karma happen. Yoga don't do, let yoga happen. Devotion don't do, let devotion happen. Knowledge don't do, let knowledge happen. All the spiritual life is undoing. It is not doing something. It is unbecoming. It is not becoming something. When these principles are kept, you will see when we come to the point of unbecoming to zero level. Like yesterday I told you, restore your factory settings. So what we do? We delete all the unwanted free downloads. And when unwanted free downloads are deleted, your machine is free from all load. Therefore, devotion is not signing an MOU. Then what is devotion? Now again come back to mind. Our mind has two aspects. One aspect is perception. Without the mind behind the sense organs, experience doesn't happen. Like I am seeing the colors and forms. This colors and forms are seen only if my mind is behind the eyes. If your mind is not behind your ears, I will be talking, but you will not listen. Okay? Earlier I used to tell my lectures as bluff sessions. I am bluffing. June बोल रहा हूँ. So one day I discovered I am not only bluffing. They are also bluffing as if they are listening. Because if the mind is not behind the ears, you will not listen. So, one function of the mind is perception. Now the second function is suspicion, projection, doubt. Both are the function of the same mind. So one aspect is perception, second aspect is after perception, projection happens. Now normally what is the projection of a person who is not a devotee of the Lord? His projection is suspicion. Do you know that person? I don't know, but looks to be a cheat. Why he looks to be a cheat? Training. So we all have this quality. We can suspect everybody and everything. Bhagavad Gita says, Samshayatma vinashyati. Those people who are constantly suspicious about everything, they cannot take even a glass of water cheerfully. All the time worry. I hope there is no poison in there. See, I was somewhere in UP and in that house there was one boy, grown-up boy, maybe about 25, 27 years. And he was a very peculiar character. All the parents and everybody in the house were tired of him. But what can you do? When your own teeth bite your own tongue, with whom you will complain? So they were suffering silently. So when we were all sitting together, I said, Mahatmaji, come on, join for food. You take. Okay, I'll come for that. His plate was there. We all sat and he was standing. Vivekananda posture. When his father took one or two dishes, then he came, told his father, you get up from here. And you go and sit there, that plate which was kept for me. Eat that. And he will eat in that plate which his father has tasted, and still he is alive. He had that thing, that everybody is in this world to kill me. Even his own parents, he had that notion in his mind. Such a person who is constantly suspicious, he can never be happy even for a moment. So we have that qualification. We suspect everybody. It's an asset. Now start applying that ability to suspect in a creative manner. Because you will invest what you have. So we have suspicion. Now invest that. Whosoever comes in our life is one of the ways the Lord comes in our life. Suspect divinity in everything, in everyone, in every event. When you start suspecting divinity in everything and everyone, then you are free from the limitations of your miserable existence. See, one example I will give you how this vision helps. There was a young police officer, must be in his early 40s. He had one wife, very sweet, 3 children, very cute. Eldest was daughter, maybe about 12th standard. Second was a son, 10th one, and the third one was in class 4 or 5. One day he came from somewhere in the morning, 4 o'clock, in an auto rickshaw. He happened in Bombay. He got down from the auto rickshaw. Before entering his own house, he fell, and died. Maximum heart attack. So people started, who is this man like? Looks to be very well dressed. When they saw, he was the owner of the house. So the people rang the bell, and the wife came in the morning, 4 o'clock, "Kaun aaya?" And and she saw her husband dead. You can imagine what she must have gone. So when I came to know, I went to see and all that, and her son was so disturbed, so angry. And he started talking to me. Daddy was so much devoted to you, what you have done? You could not even save his life. As if I killed him. See? And what is God's God? I am going to throw everything out of the house. And he was so angry. So I listened to everything. I said, look here. Now let us finish this job and we'll talk later. And I had to go somewhere. So I purchased time. After 2 months I went again. And I said, hey, now you talk to me. That time you are not in a receiving mode. You are setting ears. When you are in a receiving mode, what you do? You give a missed call and wait. The receiving mode. Many people do that. They say you are a missed call and I never answer a missed call. Swami, I gave you a missed call, you didn't reply. I said, why should I pay? You pay. So I said, now listen, what was your problem? He said, Swami, I said, you speak whatever you have to speak. And the summary of his talk was, now what will happen to my mother, me, my sister, our education, everything is suspended. We don't know what to do now. And he was crying. I said, if you are through, now let me talk. What you have been talking, not one word about your father. You have been talking only about what will happen to me, what will happen to my mother, what will happen to my sister. And you call it as love for your father. See how we don't recognize. I say now look at the whole event from father's point of view. Look at it. He was young. What will be the image you will have about your father? A old dilapidated person with all the tubes hanging around, not dying, and everybody praying, Bhagwan, inka dukh dekha nahi ja sakta, uthao. On the contrary, those who are in coma, they are never miserable. Those who are not in coma but ready to go, they are miserable because they are paying from their pocket. This comatose person is comfortably lying down. He is not miserable. I said, you are only talking about yourself, not one word about your father. See? And we call it love. Then I said, imagine, if your father was transferred to a higher position, higher job, maybe at United Nations, if he is transferred and he is going there, you will be happy or miserable? You will be proud. My dad is promoted to a big post. Now take the same principle. Your dad is on the scale of evolution. He is growing more and more spiritual and he will be merging in the divine. Is it not a good news? Why should you be miserable? You are miserable because you are selfish. Selfish people alone are miserable. See friends, look at every event of your life as divine grace. But we don't understand and we want things to happen according to our choice and we call it devotion. It's not devotion. See, it is something like this. Once I was having some problem and admitted in a hospital for almost 3 weeks on a hill station, winter time. And they used to give me useless food, barley water and boiled vegetable soup and that's all. And my neighbor patient, he was given very good food. And I used to feel that because I am a Babaji, they are giving me cheap food. And that's, nice food. And he was tired of eating good food. Because he had a fracture, he can't move. So lying down and eat good food. So one day they made the said, I don't want to eat it. I said, look here, don't waste food. Annam brahmeti vijana. Okay, you don't eat, I eat. Actually, I was fed up of that useless food they were giving me. And then I ate that food. And all my readings were upside down. It became emergency. The doctors came and started scolding the nurse and other doctors. And they had to put some tube inside, hose pipe, and take out everything, and then give the, feeding through the veins and all kinds of things. And he became so angry. I will take action. Who has done this thing? Then I said, Doctor, don't scold anybody. I ate myself. Because you are giving me some useless food. Therefore I ate it. Then he said, you are a Swami and you don't understand. I said, that is why I am Swami. Why should I be a Swami? There is only qualification. When you are unfit for everything, you become a Swami. Example. Then he said, look here, you are suffering from melina. I said, that's lovely disease. Like a lavina, melina. Not like a dysentery, diarrhea, not like that. He said, look here, this is not a matter of joke. Your stomach, intestine, large intestine, they are extremely inflamed and you cannot take even little bit of salt also. You are in a terrible condition. Therefore, we are giving you that. So, what was required for me? Who will decide? The doctor or me? See, in the same manner, every event of our life is meant for changing our direction to Him. Like the spacecraft goes up in the air, sometime it will fire a rocket so that it can change the direction. See, friends. And presently our direction is dogwards. The direction has to be made Godwards. So some firing has to be done. See? And that firing is creating some kind of events in our life so that we can change the direction of our life. Then only we can discover and reach the mission of our life to be an instrument to express the divine bliss all the time, 24/7. That is the destination we all have to reach. God has created us for His purpose. The screwdriver doesn't have any purpose of its own. The one who is wielding the screwdriver in the hand, he has the purpose. See? Once Mahindra and Mahindra companies engineers came in Lonavala and they had some this management seminar. So they called me. So in management, it's a very simple thing. Either convince or confuse. So I confused them. There is nothing like management is. Management is a myth. Mismanagement is the truth. So I did that. And after that was over, then one young boy asked me this question. Swamiji, I know this is out of the place, but because you are a Swami, I have this question. Will you mind? I said, will you ask? What is the purpose of our life? Then I asked him, please tell me your background so I can talk on the foreground with your background. So, I am an engineer. I said, very good. Which engineer? Cement and mortar? Means civil engineer? No. I said, are you a softie? No. Softie means software engineer. Are you a hardy? Hardy? No. Then are you a screwdriver? Screwdriver means mechanical engineer. Yes, I am a screwdriver. Very good. Now, the screwdriver has no purpose of its own. It simply lies down in the box. Doesn't complain. किसी ने मुझे दिया ही नहीं. Simply lie down. But what is the way it lies down? It must be a fixed screwdriver. If it is not a proper screwdriver, nobody will take it. See? You take one screwdriver, fix to the screw niche of the head of the screw and try to turn, and it slips because it doesn't have proper head. So what we do? Throw it away. The second screwdriver, we fix it, and when we try to turn, only the handle moves and not the head. I am telling you from my own experience. Like that somebody comes and asks me a question, I reply, I only move. They are like that only. Then you take the third screwdriver and it fits well and it can tighten or loosen the threads of the screw. So which we will hold? The fit screwdriver. Friends, when we select a proper person for our job, will he not select a proper person for his job? So what is the spiritual practice? Remain as a fit instrument of life. Devotion is not emotionalism. Hey Bhagavan, darshan do Bhagavan nath meri akhiyan pyasi hai, pani pi lo. Don't cry. But normally you see all the devotees. You must have seen Bhagavad Mahapuran. Most of these people, they have this approach. Unless the audience cries, this Bhagavad Kathakar doesn't feel he has done a justice. And they were keeping a pile of bowels every now and then they were going around. Why cry? Bhagavad is raso vaisaha rasagam eva yunadvanandi bhavati. See? The heart of Srimad Bhagavad Mahapuran is Rasa Leela. So the whole Bhagavad is meant only for expressing the divine bliss and not crying all the time. See, Bhagavad Gita also the same principle. In one place I was having my talks and one elderly Swamiji, that time I was young. So he said, Swamiji Maharaj, you are new in this profession and I am pretty old, but I would like to tell something. I said, I am ready to listen. He said, don't talk so lightly on Bhagavad Gita. Bhagavad Gita is Dharma Grantha of our religion. We should not talk so lightly. I said, okay, I will talk heavily. And then over. There was one commander with me. The commander watched. Swamiji, why didn't you tell him? I said, look here. You should never discuss, argue with elders. This is the principle of life. Why? They cannot understand. They want others to understand them. So the best way to disagree with anybody is to agree immediately. Anji. He also forgets, isliye Anji ka. But he said, but then you tell me why he said like that, what should be done? I said, look here, if you read Bhagavad Gita, Sanjay very clearly tells, when Arjuna was crying, to that crying, miserable, disgusted Arjuna, Bhagavan Sri Krishna spoke, Prahasan Iva Bharata. When the original discourse was given with a smile on the face, Bhagavan Krishna was from UP, therefore, is smile on the face. In UP, there is nothing like smile. Is smile, is speech, is station, is star, is style. So, istri, very hot. So, when the original discourse was given with a smile on the face and joy in the heart, why we should interpret the whole Bhagavad Gita so seriously? See, if you start from the beginning, Bhagavan very clearly tells, Prasade sarva dukkhanam hanirasya upajayate prasanna chetaso yachu buddhi paryavadishtate. Devotion means what? A person who receives the prasad and feels blessed. See? The other day I went to that Bed Dwarka, and all my things are really planned. It just move, come on, go ahead. So somebody told us, before 9 o'clock nothing opens there, so don't go, finish your breakfast, this thing, that thing. So I listen to everybody, I do whatever I like to do. This I learned from you. So we were ready in the morning at 6 o'clock. So I told her, hey, come on, get into the car, we'll go there. But Swami, I said, nobody, let's go, let's go. So we went. And after we went there, in no time we got the boat. The moment we got down, we got immediately an auto rickshaw. And he took us straight away there. And when we reached there, the watchman, he shouted, run, Aarti is going on, it will close in another 3 minutes. Then for 4 hours there is no darshan. So we just left everything and ran. We had Aarti, darshan and came. And when it was done, my friend Swamiji, I can never imagine the way you work. I said, look here, I don't work. Chavi uski hai. And when we had that darshan, one person, he said, Swamiji, I came to Dwarka and Dwarka went at least 20 times in my life, but never had this divine vision of the Lord as we had this time. We attended. It's very simple. When we get some prasad, what is happening inside? Number 1, we feel blessed. Number 2, we do not compare our prasad with someone else. Usko jana nahi hai. No. Number 3, we don't improve upon prasad. Suppose you are given halwa, shira. Will you tell that Pandit ji, thoda achar hai? Don't improve. And 4th thing, we don't discard prasad. We accept it gracefully. This is called a prasad buddhi. So if we are a devotee of the Lord, we have this prasad buddhi. Whatever comes in our life is for our evolution. If this understanding happens, then we will see that devotion is real. For us, devotion means what? When everything according to our choice happens, then God is great. When something doesn't happen according to our choice, then we are great fools. No, friends. In goodness, if we see God's intervention, it is not devotion. But even in the worst times, if we can see His grace, then only the devotion is natural. Therefore, when this prasada buddhi is developed, a devotee has no complaints about anything or anybody in this world. Those who complain, they are not devotees. Will a picture painted by an artist complain against the artist? It cannot. In the same manner, a devotee has zero complaints about anything or anybody, because in every event he sees His grace, divine grace. See? Now take 1 or 2 examples. When you are seeing some dream, for example, and very good dream, you are moving on a Honda motorcycle, dang, 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 and somebody is sitting behind you, putting the hand and tickling your dadi. And you are going in Switzerland. Mere sapnon ki rani kawani. Such a dream will never break. But when that motorcycle is going, it skids and goes into a big, deep valley. That one illusion can be removed by another illusion. But when the dreams are good, it will never break. In the same manner, when everything is happening, goody, 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 I don't believe in God. Where is God? Have you seen God? Unless you have seen God, I don't believe. See? Goody, goody happening. One example I'll give you. One of my girls in US, when she got married, she told me, Swami, please give me blessings. I said, I never give blessings because I don't know how to give blessings. I only love. So tell me something. I said, nothing to tell. Have a child within 1.5 years of your marriage. This is the first thing you give, nothing else. So when I told this way, her husband became a Gabbar Singh and became my enemy number one. Why you have to bring that Swami in our life? He said, whatever it is, for me Swami is everything. And fighting, and God's grace, a child was born. And when the child was born, then the same Gabbar Singh came and told me, Swamiji, you are really great. I said, what happened now? When somebody praises you, be careful. Terrible things are saying. He said, no, earlier me and my wife used to constantly fight. But now our fighting level are reduced to a great extent. Thank you so much. But I am still unable to understand why we are not fighting now. I said, because there is a common enemy. Then where is the time for you to fight? See? So when anything happens in our life, take it as a divine grace. Then what happens? Slowly, events become secondary. And remembering the divine grace becomes primary. See? There was a boy and a girl. And the boy decided a romantic love was going on. He said, Hari, I will write you every day one postcard. Those days, no email. You know email? Emotional blackmail is email. So he was writing, every day I write you a postcard, a nice line, and after 365 days of our love, then we'll get married. She said, okay. And he used to write every day, honey, darling. I could never understand why these people call their wives or girlfriend honey. Aren't they sticky? Maybe they are sticky. So he used to write. And the postman will come and deliver. One day, second day, third day. And she is waiting there every day that the letter has to come. And the postman also knew, oh, every day there is one letter for this girl. So after 3-4 days, then only letter exchange was not allowed, but then smile. Yes, there is a letter for you. And then after a few days, again, why don't you have a glass of water? Then again after some days, have a cup of tea. Slowly, later became secondary and postman became primary. And they got married. And he's a Dumbo, came right. After 365 days, when he came, this girl said, thank you for introducing me to my husband. And he had a heart attack. See, friends, this is the way God works. Every event, when you relate it to the God, slowly, later will become secondary. God will become primary. How simple it is. Associate everything with Him. See? One story you must have heard there was a king and he had a minister, and one day the king died. So before death, the king told the minister, please take care of my son because he is the king now, guide him. So the minister said, okay, I'll take care, don't worry. King died. Now this young man, he became Rajkumar, he became the king. And one day, the Rajkumar was walking and he toppled with his big gown and all that, fell down, and rolled down all through. So when he fell down, this old man, because of the default settings, what we call in India as Takiya Kalam, in computer language is called a default settings. So by default settings, he said, thank God, whatever happened is for good. So when this young fellow fell down, and this was the comment, he became so angry, what thank God? See, my small finger has broken. Again the same thing, thank God, whatever has happened is for the good. Now this young king could not take it, push him back behind the bars. He was jailed. Again the old man, thank God, whatever happens is for the good. And one day this young king went for the hunting. He was separated in the forest from his people, caught by the Kapalikas who offer the human sacrifice to the goddess Kali. And he was caught and taken there, given bath and all that. And then before offering to the goddess, everything was removed and it has to be checked whether it is jhuta or complete. Because jhuta cannot be offered to the goddess. So when the pujari saw the whole body, each and every part, he found one left hand has only 4 fingers, one was cut and gone. He said, sorry, we cannot offer him because he is jhuta. Put him in clothes and push him back. So the king came running back straight away home and went to the minister who was behind the bars. He said, what you said, I understood. Thank God, whatever happens is for the good. Had there been all the fingers, I would have been over. But I don't understand, when I put you behind the bar, you also said the same thing. What is that? He said, had I been with you. Take this principle in life. You will never have problems in life. Behind every event in our life, we have to be reminded of the divine bliss. Now, what is the meaning of remembering God? We must know what God is. God is, don't go, God is love. What is love? Love is God. What are both? I don't know. God is bliss. We know only blisters. So remembering God means remaining ever cheerful and happy. See friends, in Vishnu Puran this thought comes. Forgetting God is equal to misery. Now if you analyze this statement, forgetting God is misery, means what? What must be the God? So unless God is bliss, and if you forget bliss, what remains is misery. Therefore a real devotee of the God is the one who has no complaints and who is ever cheerful and happy. Friends, be attentive. If you are cheerful and happy, you can never be destructive in life. Destruction and cheerfulness cannot go together. One day in Lodara, where I stay sometime, it's a beautiful garden around my place. And beautiful rose plants, very many flower plants are there. So one lady came to meet me and plucked the flower. I said, please don't love me. Why? When you love, you pluck. If you love me, you pluck me. I love you. Love is not destructive. Please understand. If I love my country and therefore I destroy other country, it is not love. If I love my son and if I hate my daughter-in-law, it is not love. See, friends, how many anomalies of love we have in our mind. For example, I'll give you. One lady somewhere came and spoke to me, very angry. Swami, I gave him left and right. I said, don't give me at least. No, this is very serious. I said, how much is the temperature? 110 degrees centigrade? No, you listen. Okay. When he spoke something against your book, I could not take it. And I gave him left and right. What business he has got to say something about your book? I said, look here, now I have to go to the bathroom. Excuse me. Jat Gatvan Anivartante Tadham Paramam. That is the only place where you can escape peacefully. And this is why I always use. So, afterwards, she was still frowning and hissing. I said, Mama, I have to go, I don't have time, we'll talk about it later. You should never try to talk, advise, or discuss anything with a person who is angry. Best way, get away. There is no point. So, after few months, again she came. Somebody that day you didn't talk to me, now I want to know. I said, look here, Mama. Simply answer my questions, don't argue. Okay. You love me? So I said, don't argue. Simply tell me yes or no. Yes. So if you love me, what is in your heart? Love. If love is in your heart, why will you become angry with somebody else? Then, I said, you don't have love for me. Then, you have attachment for me. Wherever there is attachment, we degrade ourselves to the animalistic level. If you have pure love in your heart, you will love even your enemy. See, friends. But we imagine, I love, we don't love. The mother-in-laws don't love their son. They are attached to their son. And therefore, they don't like their daughter-in-laws. You know the reason? Psychology behind it. Earlier, this Dumbo boy, all the time, mummy, 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 mummy. Now, after he gets married, naturally he will be attracted toward that young girl. Now that boy is also miserably poor, he has got only 1 kilogram of love. Earlier, the whole 1 kilogram of love was given to mom. Now, when a better option came, he will invest that 1 kilogram of love to the better option. Where should we invest? Where is the losing proposition? No. So he started loving his wife, and then another name of woman is jealousy. And then his mother started feeling, since childhood, I have brought him up to the age of 28 years. And this girl came yesterday. She must be terrible. So, start hating. Friend, Narad Bhakti Sutra says, Tasmin Sukha Sukhitvam. One of the ways how what love is. Love is that your beloved is happy. That is your criteria, not you are happy. In the same manner, when the devotion takes possession of our system, we have a total different quality of life. We have no complaints except everything as prasad, the divine grace. Then like that postman slowly, slowly, later will be secondary and the divine will be the principal. Be attentive. What is achieved through karma? Yoginaha karma kurvanti sangam tyaktva atmashuddhaye. What is achieved through karma is purification of the mind. We do something not because we like or we don't like. We do something because that is our duty. So the likes and dislikes will be erased through karma yoga. Better than that is this path of devotion. In this one, I is not born. Hari Icha. And once you take this Hari Icha in your heart, your whole life's orientation will be totally different. See friends, when this starts happening in life, then a real devotee is born. And for that, there is one most important spiritual practice on the path of devotion. Other things you know, various kinds of makeup. Like we are tailor-made Babajis. One of my friends, he has a tailoring business. So in his shop it is written, God created man, we create gentleman. If you remove the gentleman's clothes, he is only a man. Gentleman is created by tailor. So we are tailor-made Babajis. Similarly, tailor-made devotees. Various kinds of signs on the head, sometimes good stop, sometimes red lines, sometimes electric posts, sometimes different types of malas, Rudraksha malas, Spatika malas, hybrid mala. Have you seen that? One Spatik and one Rudraksha, one Spatik, one Rudraksha. I didn't know that. One person asked me, Swami, what is the use of this hybrid mala? I was so thrilled. I said, hey, you are a genius. A new term, hybrid mala. Though we put on different types of malas and then I have become a devotee. No, friends. A devotee is the one. He who is able to discover his will in and through every experience of our life. So experiences become secondary and the divine becomes primary. And if we are in tune with the divine will, we will never be frustrated in life. A devotee is never frustrated. Okay? But for us, devotion is like what? One or two examples I'll give you. Once I was called somewhere for dinner. This is my professional hazard. I had to go through. And when I went to finish my food, that boy said, Swami, I drop you to the taxi station. I said, okay. On the way, he said, Swami, you are spiritual. I said, okay. My mother is also spiritual. I said, double okay. He said, no, not double okay. You are never miserable, disgusted, cheerful and happy, and my mother is never for one moment happy. I am the only son. Therefore, I am not allowed to ride a motorcycle. Something will happen. Suppose I tell I am coming at 7 o'clock and I cannot come before 8 o'clock. Then she will take out all the gods in a pot, put water on them, submerge them. जब तक बच्चा नहीं आएगा सफर करो. And all those gods are suffocated. And when I come, then he says, okay, I will do 3 days upvas. And in this manner, in our house, there is only spirituality, but everyone is so disgusted. My father is disgusted, my sister is disgusted, and I am the worst of all. He said, then what you have decided? He said, when I will have my own house, I will have no God in my house. Friends, we the devotees are responsible for condemning the God. Nobody else. How it is, one more example. In somebody's house I was staying. One day, one cute little girl, maybe about 7 years, 8 years. She came to my room where I was staying and looking back here and there and came very frightened kind of thing. Swamiji, I want to talk to you. It's not, but you promise you will not tell anybody. I said, okay, I promise I will not tell anybody. By God, I said, by God. Then she said, is your Krishna a rascal? I said, please continue your Bhagavad Mahabharata. Is he very bad? Then, is he constantly hitting everybody? Then, doesn't he love anybody? Then, does he abuse somebody? I said, where from you learn this thing, my dear? He said, you know, my Dadi Maha, when she is in her puja room for 3 hours, during that time only, in our house there is peace. When she comes out of that puja room, dum dhadaka. So I have come to this conclusion, when she goes in that room and comes out, therefore she must be learning all these things from that God. A small child. See friends, if we are the devotees of God, and if we present, a devotee is the one who is confused, a devotee is the one who is angry, a devotee is the one who is crooked, a devotee is the one who kills others. Will anybody follow that God? See friends, it is a responsible position to be a devotee of God. See friends, in Chandogya Upanishad, one story comes. Naradji was coming with his veena in his hand and the head hanging down. So his elder brothers and gurus, the 4 Kumars, Sanat Kumar, Sanatan, Ityadi, they were coming and they asked, hey Narada, what happened? Why your face is hanging? You are the devotee of the God, you are not supposed to be miserable. Why you are so? Oh, I tell you, have you not studied anything? I have studied everything. I have studied 64 branches of science, 64 shastras. Then, yet, I am not at peace with myself. I don't know what is happening. See? Now imagine if Narada is miserable, who is supposed to be the God's devotee, will anybody follow that path? See, in the same manner, if we are studying Vedanta, if our behavior is like a Vedanta, in our Bihar, word is pronounced as Ba. Therefore, in Bihar, there is nobody as Vedanti, they are Vedanti, all put out, no teeth. One man was running, other one was following him. And people say, what happened? Where is go follow? So he was caught. Now, see, he used to come to my house and talk to me on Vedanta. Because he was coming to my house, I could not run away. But now I talk to him on Vedanta. He is running. I want to take revenge. Friends, Vedanta is not talking for others. We have to live it in our life. See? Therefore, devotion is manifested in our life only in one way, and that is we are ever cheerful and happy under all conditions. If that is happening, then only we are practicing devotion. Otherwise, only the externalities. Like yoga means what Bhagavan Krishna said. What is yoga? When you refuse to be miserable, that is yoga. Similarly, what is devotion? When your mind is merged in the divine. Mai eva mana adasva, mai buddhim niveshaya. See? And when the mind is merged in the divine, then a real devotee is born. And who is the real devotee? In the 12th chapter, Bhagavan has explained 33 qualities of a right devotee. And the first one is a Adveshta Sarva Bhutanam. If you take this one, all the remaining 32 will follow you. This is one thing. Sarva Bhutanam Adveshta. Hate none in this world. Sarva Bhutanam Adveshta. In Patanjali Yoga Darshan, in the Niyamas and Yamas, there the teacher talks about Yama first, Ahimsa, Satya, Asteyam, Brahmacharya, Aparikrama. First is Ahimsa. And he who is practicing Ahimsa, he alone is the real devotee of Lord. This Ahimsa is also 28 times. There are many of them, I won't go into detail. So, when we are practicing divinity through devotion, we will hate none in this world. And when we don't hate, we cannot be destructive. See, friends. Therefore, where there is love in the heart, there cannot be destruction. The other day I gave you an example. If I go and tell my girlfriend, darling, I love you so much. I am so happy. I just want to kill you. Not possible. Happiness, love is not destructive. That which is destructive is not love nor happiness. Therefore, the mission of our life is we are the dispenser of divine bliss in and through every action, every word, every thought, every emotion. If this is happening, then alone we have a clear goal of our life. What we want to be in life, to be an instrument through which the divine is manifested. That is the goal. The first technique we learned is through the karma. The second technique we learned is through the yoga. The third technique we learned is through the devotion. Because God created this world only to express happiness. He did not create this world to be miserable. It is our creation. In the morning class we are studying two creations. One is God's creation, where there are no miseries. Second is our creation, where there is no happiness. God created man, God created woman, both of them happy. They created husband and wife, both of them are miserable. So discover this principle of devotion. And when this devotion is practiced, the first thing that starts happening in our heart is this Adveshta Sarva Bhutanam. See, I go sometime by his will to Shirdi Sai Baba's temple in Shirdi. Once in a while, whenever it happens. So when I go there, because those people know, I get a special entry and quick darshan. I don't understand any rules. For this purpose, some commander will join me so that they don't understand in queue. It's not love for me, hatred for the queue. So when we went there, I just go and put my head on that paduka and where it is in a body line and do namaskar. So sometime by his will, the Panditji will put one garland around my neck, one coconut, and I go. Maximum 5 seconds, 10 seconds. So one commentator will ask, Swami, you go so fast. See, the Pujari has to push us, but we wait there for some time. I said, look here, longer the namaskar, longer is the list of demands. When you have nothing to ask, why will you hang around? But you don't ask something. I said, yes, I ask, but only one thing. What is that? I said, oh, andar ka maamla hai. No, please tell. I said, okay, I have asked Baba one thing in my life, and he has given me that. And one thing is, oh Lord, let there be no hatred in my heart for anybody, even in dream, even for the sake of fun. That mind, it carries the volcano of hatred, there the divinity doesn't descend. Bhagavan Badrinarayan is in Badrinath. He is not in Jyotiralaya. Lord Shiva is in Kailash. Wherever there is cool, there the divinity descends. Adveshta Sarvabhutanam. See, friends. And when we start practicing this, slowly it matures into knowledge. See? It is something like, will our eyes compete, be jealous and hateful to the tongue? They cannot be. One day, when I was taking food, my eyes were crying. I said, hey, what happened? Why are you crying? Oh, this is very bad. What happened? Every day, only that rasana, the tongue, she only gets everything to taste. Nice gota, nice dhokla. I never get anything. I said, okay, don't cry. You get chutney. And give chutney you cry. See, friends, there is no mutual competition, jealousy among the sense organs, because all of them are expressions of the same mind, in the same manner. If our attention is on the one God principle, then for us, there is no difference, Hindus, Muslims, Christians, anybody. They are one and the same. Will the electrical energy say to a bulb which is illuminating the temple that, oh bulb, you are a holy one. And the other bulb who is illuminating the toilet, to that bulb will electricity say, you are unholy. No. See, friends, if we are really abiding in the divine, we neither can kill anybody, nor can destroy anything in this world. But under the name of devotion to the God, maximum crime is committed in this world. See, once I was in Bits Pilani, and the then Vice Chancellor is no more. He told me, Swami, speak something on philosophy, spirituality, religion, etc. I said, okay. 3 days I spoke. And the conclusion was this. In religion there is no God. In philosophy there is no wisdom. Where God and wisdom coexist, that is spirituality. See? Under the disguise of religion, as much crimes are committed in the world, nowhere in the world you can see. Even the criminals are better than the religious fanatics. This is not love for God, friends. If the God we sincerely love, we cannot be harmful to anybody in this world. See one example. When Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was coming from Bengal to Gujarat, to Vrindavan, those days no vehicles, no roads, etc. He had pure love for the Lord, therefore along with him, all those animals which were mutually hating each other, they became friendly. See, friends, removal of hatred happens if we have pure love for the divine. In this manner, when that love is manifesting through us, the goal of our life is reached. Because in expressing divine principle through us, the purpose of our creation is fulfilled in His eyes. In this manner, the goal of our life is to be happy. And what is the vision? That vision by which God is looking at His creation. Look at this world as God looks at His creation. The children are seen by so many people, but the same child seen by the mother, she has a different experience. and the child seen by someone else has a different experience. One lady, first child born, 8 months, and she came in Bombay. It happened. I was sitting like this, I was giving prasad, and everybody came one by one, took the prasad, whatever was given, and then she came last. Swamiji, remember I could not come and talk to you because he was so small, but now I thought I will get your blessings for him. So she put that child in my lap. I said, Mama, here I am sitting on Vyasapit. Here people are giving me everything as a donation. You are great. You and me, your first son. Now I will make a Babaji out of you. No. And I was playing with that child, and after 2 minutes, I said, oh God, take this useless fellow. She said, what happened, Swamiji? He has done what he should not have done. On the last feet, he thinks I am a toilet or what? Remove him from here. She was so happy. Swamiji, you are great. I said, what great? 3 दिन नहीं गया था. For that mother, even the child defecating in my lap is a matter of joy, is it not? But for me, it was a terrible thing. In the same manner, as the God looks at His creation, He sees holiness in everything. There is nothing unholy in this world. See, friends, when this vision is developed, then the destination of our life is reached. Otherwise, all the time, my God will say, your God, and those gods are sitting up there enjoying. Like the politicians. Their followers go on fighting, and these politicians sit together and have liquid spirituality switched off. Hari Om, Shri Guru Namaha.